Good day to you, and thank you for sharing part of your day with us wherever you are. It is Monday, March 16th, 2015, and this is your weekly motivation. Start small and start now. Hi, I'm John Jerkowitz. Did you ever have one of those Monday mornings or whenever your work week begins that you just went charging out the door, full of energy, full of vigor, just absolutely ready to take on the world? Or maybe you were so focused, and I get like that at times. It reminds me of a horse with blinders on a racetrack, that the only thing you see is straight ahead and not to one side or another. You deserve to be successful. Shoot. I even wrote a book about it called These Three Things. And the first thing was how much you deserve to be successful. But did you ever have one of those moments in your life that became sort of humbling? And from that humbling moment came one of those great epiphanies or ahas. A colleague of mine and I were talking on the phone the other day about targeting potential coaching and consulting clients, and how in our infinite wisdom we would weed out those people who wouldn't further our career, our bank balance, our self-esteem, our position in our world. Okay, so I'm a coach and consultant, and you're a fill in the blank. So you can take those things and you can put them in the perspective you need for what you do on a day-to-day basis. And we were talking about how there's just some people that you won't work with. And it's not because they're not deserving, it's because they don't advance your station in life. In about an hour after I finished that discussion, I read a quote from Mother Teresa that I had posted on the trailer initially. It said, "The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do it anyway." I sat there and I was reminded of a client I worked with, about 10 years ago, and I didn't want to work with him. It was kind of, you either take him or you don't get the contract. He'd worked for a company that closed, and a client of mine was really looking to hire his manager to come in and fill a crucial position. Now, Caleb and the manager had worked together for 20 years. And so when Caleb's manager came in for an interview, he said, "You know what? I'd love to take a position with you, but I'm really loyal to the people I work with. I'll work for you if you can find something, anything for Caleb." And so I was charged with helping my client find something, anything for Caleb. And I got to tell you, the first 2 hours I spent with him, I was not impressed. As a matter of fact, my recommendation to my client was, don't hire him. This guy's got more baggage than a freight train will hold. And my client looked across his desk at me with those impervious eyes and said, "Okay, how much longer do you want to continue to have us as a client?" And of course, I gave the traditional, "Well, forever" answer. "Well, then you'll help me find a way for Caleb." I didn't want to work with him. This was not going to put a win in my win column, but I did it anyway. I worked with Caleb for 6 months. And at the end of the 6-month period, I asked him the question I ask everybody I coach. When we shake hands for the last time and walk away, tell me, what did you walk away with? He kind of looked at the ground for a minute, looked up at me and said, "You taught me to look at myself. I didn't like what I saw, and I'm already putting some things in place to change that." Color me skeptical. I hear that a lot. But over the succeeding years, I'd hear from Caleb periodically. All of a sudden, my phone would ring and it was a, "Hey, John, I just wanted to share something with you I've accomplished. It was almost kind of like a virtual ongoing bucket list. I could sit here for the next 15 to 20 minutes and check off for you that he went from being an entry-level employee to the position he holds today. I won't, because I think success is carved out in so many different ways. Caleb chose to carve it out through his career. And when he got the self-esteem and the self-assurance that he needed from his career, it spilled over into all kinds of other aspects in his life. Just to give you one example, he had graduated from high school, barely. Hadn't gone into school again for 20 years. And the last phone call I received from him was that he's about 8 credit hours short of his master's degree in business administration. And he's proud of himself. His personal relationships weren't the strongest in the world, and today they are. There's so many different things that happened to Caleb because somebody, not by choice, motivated by money, said, yeah, I'll work with him. I could have easily walked away. So how about you this Monday? What are you motivated by? If we take the blinders off and we take a real good look at ourselves and what we have to offer the world, there's all kinds of Calebs in our field of vision. There's all kinds of people who, as Mother Teresa said, are just simply looking for healing within their lives. Can you be the agent this week? Can you be the conduit this week? Can you and I be the people that help somebody on the road to peace and ultimately success and prosperity as they define it in their lives? When all was said and done, Caleb did infinitely more for me than I did for him, because it made me stop and realize that the real motivation comes from the fact that when we give to other people and watch them thrive, we become much stronger too. So I hope you have a great Monday. Hope you have a great week. And I'll talk to you next week. Take care now.